Happy Wednesday, Feliz Miércoles, HP. I'm Leo.
Y yo soy Denia, and we're here with your HPTV announcements. In case you missed it, today is a blue day schedule. Tomorrow is a white day schedule, and Friday a blue day schedule.
En caso de que te lo pierdas, hoy es un horario de día azul, mañana un horario de día blanco y el viernes un día horario de día azul.
Two clubs that meet today after school are HPTV and Philosophy Club. If you're interested in anchoring the announcements, live streaming, or learning how to edit, HPTV is for you. It is not too late to join. Contact Mr. Filer or Ms. Castro at the email address below.
Philosophy's Club Food for Thought question will be, what is community? All are welcome to this discussion on the philosophy of human connection today after school.
Si hablas español y quieres ayudarnos con nuestras noticias de HPTV, por favor envíanos un correo electrónico a Leo y a mí, dirigido al correo electrónico en su pantalla ahora. También hay muchas oportunidades para grabar videos, escribir noticias y aprender a editar videos en inglés y en español.
Class of 2021, if you're interested in becoming that commencement speaker for graduation this year, please fill out the Google form in your HPHS Giant Life News. Interest forms are due today and tryouts will take place on Wednesday, April 21st. For detailed information, visit your HPHS Giant Life News located in your student email.
Graduation is just one of the many ways HPHS is celebrating the class of 2021. Senior Sunset will be at Walters Field, and you will have the opportunity to grab a cushioned seat on the field and relax as you watch the sun slowly come down and glow over Highland Park. If you're interested, please fill out the Google form by Friday, April 16th. To access the form or send in a photo of you, scan the QR codes on your screen now.
La graduación es solo una de las muchas maneras en que HPHS celebra la clase de 2021. La puesta del sol de los seniors será en Walters Field y tendrá la oportunidad de tomar un asiento acolchonado en el campo y relajarse mientras ve el sol lentamente bajar y brillar sobre Highland Park. Si estás interesado, por favor rellena el formulario de Google antes del 16 de abril. Para acceder al formulario o enviar una foto de ti, escanea el código QR en tu pantalla ahora.
And now, here are two members of the Genocide Commemoration Day Committee with information on next Monday's events.
Next Monday, April 19th, 2021, District 113 will host a Genocide Commemoration Day. This day is dedicated to honoring victims and survivors with a variety of experiences that we hope will provide meaningful remembrances, inspiring stories, and awareness of current issues that may move many to action.
We will have many speakers, including Holocaust survivor Kurt Gutfriend, former neo-Nazi Christian Picciolini, and Executive Director of the Uyghur Human Rights Project, Omer Kanat. For more information, please see the attached flyer.
Thank you, Stephen and Cole. Join book club on Thursday, April 29th, as we discuss The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. Please email Ms. Copera if you would like to borrow a copy of the book or visit book club's webpage. I'm Leo.
Y yo soy Denia. For everything we were not able to cover, visit your HPHS Giant Life News located in your student email. Have a wonderful Wednesday, HP.
Happy Wednesday.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are here for a little football, not football as we always do at Walters Field, but a little American football is no more. It is time for soccer. Jacob Zucker with Ben Fitzsimmons. And Ben, this should be a good one. It's senior night. A lot of seniors to honor here at Highland Park. Of course, we got to start with the goalkeeper, the Illinois Wesleyan commit, Ethan Feynman.
Yeah, and he's the anchor of this team. There's a lot of balls that get past this defense, but not a lot get past Ethan Feynman, and he keeps his team in the game every single night. He's going to need to do so against almost maybe a stronger attacking Deerfield team, but Highland Park on the opposite end, we were watching the goalkeeper warm up. They're going to have lots of chances to exploit Deerfield's defense and get on the board early.
And another key thing to point out is the versatility of Aaron Bach. Aaron Bach originally came on, started playing a little center back. We've seen him at the center attacking mid position. We've seen him play striker if he needs to. He is literally everywhere on the pitch, and it'll be very interesting to see what he does to that.
Yeah, and he sets the pace, and I expect him to set a very fast pace today. He's going to be playing with most of his senior teammates that he's comfortable with, and they're going to have the connection, be on the same page, and they're just going to fly all over this field, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Hopefully he scores one and puts one in the back of the net.
And one last guy that we got to talk about is the leading scorer for the Highland Park Giants, and Jose Flores. He has had a fantastic season this year, putting the ball in the back of the net. Absolute screamer against Glenbrook North about 3 weeks ago. Always sets a good pace, always gets good shots up, and somehow finds a way to put it where the goalies aren't.
Yeah, and he's, again, going to have lots of opportunities. Deerfield's goalie, not to put them down, but he's not the strongest. Ethan Feynman on the other side is the much better goalie in tonight's matchup, and that's going to leave lots of opportunities for him and his teammates to exploit this defense and score. And I expect it. We've seen a lot of soccer games. You tend to see them in the low scores, but expect this Highland Park Giants team to put up a couple of scores tonight and hopefully get into the 3-4 range.
Well, we're excited to see here senior night, Highland Park versus Deerfield, coming up to you next. and welcome to Walters Field, home of the Highland Park Giants, for senior night in today's Highland Park soccer matchup between the Highland Park Giants and the Deerfield Warriors. It's Jacob Zucker with Ben Fitzsimmons today, and Ben, senior night in full effect. Not much else to talk about besides a stud in goal for the Highland Park Giants and Ethan Feynman.
Yeah, and we talked about him pregame, and he's gonna be maybe about 50% of this broadcast tonight. Absolute star of this team, and plays great as well, and is going to college for that.
Illinois Wesleyan, yeah. A fantastic goalie indeed. And with a good defense nonetheless. It's been a struggling defense this season, so Ethan Feynman's role has really stepped up. It's really produced. He's done his thing and really just looked good throughout this entire season. And if you look at the Highland Park Giants starting lineup today, as it is senior night, that looks to be a near entire senior starting lineup.
Yeah, and you see down at the left side, closest to midfield, Aaron Bach and Ethan Feynman, and right next to him, Ben Kane. Those are the three top players for this Giants team, and those are players to look after, and it's going to hurt for this Giants team losing these guys after the season because they've performed excellent this year.
And if you go one over to that, you have the leading scorer in the Highland Park Giants program, and Jose Flores, who is just really, he finds a way to somehow put the ball where the goalie can't get to. Puts it in the upper 90s, puts it just in places that are tough to get to. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and as a soccer player, you want to get the ball on net as much as possible, but getting at those upper 90s, that's tough to do, even for the most skilled soccer players. So if you can do that consistently, it's going to give your team a huge advantage.
And a couple of non-seniors starting in this game, indeed, with the sophomore striker, Jacob Durfel, making a start, has a really bright future ahead of him, generates a lot of chances, and ultimately finds a way to at least get there. Goal column has not been very large this season, but he's been able to at least get shots on goal and make things happen.
And that's what you expect when somebody new to a program. You're a freshman and sophomore. You get put on varsity, whether that be to numbers, whether that be your skill in his case. And when you get thrown into these situations, your first couple games, your first season almost, you kind of get used to the field because varsity speed and varsity level is much different than your middle school level, even your club level at some points. And so we've seen him almost get adjusted to that this season, and it's not like he's played bad, but coming into these next seasons, he's going to be the main focus of this team.
It's going to be very interesting to see. We have Highland Park, we have Deerfield, we have soccer, and it's coming our way next. And we are ready for this game to start. Novotny won the toss, elected to defer to start off this match. Interesting tactic. Typically, you see some teams wanting to start with the ball to initiate some sort of attack to really try to get under their skin, but we'll see what happens today.
And that almost just shows his confidence in his defense to withstand the initial attack.
Shows their confidence in Ethan Feynman as well. They try early, but can't quite get a huge attack going. On the middle of that kickoff right there was Ryder Coleman, a sophomore. Deerfield, a relatively younger team. They have a lot of seniors, but not a ton of them are starting in this game. Warriors trying to figure something out. Great steal up front from Jacob Durfel. And that's a sophomore striker who's playing good defense, which is something that you're going to really want to see. Joseph Cater with a great pass, trying to initiate something for Durfel, but ultimately it gets coughed up, and it's Warrior ball.
And even just on that sequence, the senior and just kicking up the sideline and almost creating a scoring chance there.
They're trying to initiate it early. I like what I'm seeing here. Aaron Bach is able to fight for that ball. Joseph Cater tries to go through. Can't quite find a way. Warriors trying to do something. Ben Caden scouts it out, and Ben Caden on that right back position is going to be a key defender if the Giants want to put up a win today.
A little bit of miscommunication there between Durfel and Cater there, causing turnover, but the Giants get it right back.
Giants trying to dictate tempo, trying to find a good way. They're going to go to the left side and go Jerry Leyva. Jerry Leyva, first year starting on varsity, but he's really been good at creating some sort of an attack. Doesn't have the goal numbers, but if you were looking at his matcher rating, it would be a solid 7.5, sometimes creeping up into the 8s every single game. Deerfield now, Caden with a bit of a miscue, going to try to do something. Ultimately results into nothing. Deerfield gets it back, though. Shot on, Ethan Feynman right there. Shot it right at him, Feynman, easy save.
Yeah, that's too easy. I know we talked about getting the ball on that, but too easy for a goalie of that caliber.
Ethan Feynman, the Illinois Wesleyan commit, we're going to say that a lot as he absolutely demolishes that ball, throwing it nearly 40 yards. Deerfield's able to get it back, though. Leyva coughs one up. Onside opportunity right now for the Warriors. That's number 6. That's Matthew Kovaci. And a nice play defensively from Aaron Bach to try to start something. Jose Flores looking for the through ball to Durfel, but the defense is right there to corral it. They'll go all the way back to the keeper, who boots this one up. Again, with creating chances for the Giants early today, really going to help them try to get this win, try to do something about it.
Yeah, and early on in this game, we've seen a lot of quick passing, especially on this left side for this Deerfield team, between Ryder Coleman and Adam Shore. Not Adam Shore, Peter Strauss. Those two are the primary offensive threats for this Deerfield team, and expect them to get the ball as much as possible, and that's where Deerfield will consistently look, and that's where the Giants will have to shut down.
That throw in ultimately not going to go to much. Nearly was turned over, but it wasn't quite in that play. It's Jack Illis who ended up playing a good defensive effort. Jack Illis, the youngest of two older twin brothers who absolutely demolished on this pitch last season, and now trying to live through them. Another guy who's going to start for 3 years on varsity. Should be interesting to see what Jack can bring to the table as he absolutely launches it. And you see, typically the goalies are going to be taking that goal kick, but Ethan Feynman does have a bit of an injury. I talked to him before the game, said he was about 75%, but he said, don't expect you to taking any goal kicks this game. I trust my team enough. I trust the guys enough to take them for me. And still, 75% of Ethan Feynman is better than most goalies that you would expect in high school level, which is just interesting to think about, but he won't be taking any goal kicks today, just as a precaution.
And that just shows you the trust he has in his team, and where that comes from a heavily seniorized team in this group on the field for the Highland Park Giants. But probably more importantly, they've gotten lots of practice time together, playing through the years. There hasn't been much shakeup on this Giants team. A couple new additions here and there, but for the most part, very consistent. You usually see a couple of guys drop out, but this team has been very consistent, and that benefits to the trust shown by Ethan Feynman. And that last play, it was interesting. We had a little bit of delay there for the ball, but it turns out the ball might have just been a little flat.
Anyways, now to continue. Another thing just to kind of add on about these guys' communication to each other. They're all good friends outside of it. Like, that's the other thing that these guys can do. It's a very popular thing as Durfel has an attack here, trying to create something. Shot on, going to be a little wide. But one thing that's kind of interesting about the Highland Park Giants, it's not just soccer, but it's almost all these programs, is that they're playing not just through high school together. They've been playing since elementary school, middle school years, so they know each other well enough that they are friends outside of the game, and they just know each other to the point that they'll be excellent teammates. So even though they sometimes in certain matchups don't necessarily have the height or the speed or certain skills, they have this communication and this chemistry that rivals professional sports teams.
Yeah, and that contributes just in general in soccer. These guys get to play almost year-round with the clubs teams, with their indoor soccer. And for a lot of sports like baseball, football, and basketball, they play for maybe half the year, but they don't get a chance to play throughout the year. And these guys have the chance to play with the club teams throughout the whole entire year, which benefits the chemistry as well.
It does. Even though a couple of them play on separate club teams, a lot of them do go together. Chicago Magic, a very popular one for the Highland Park Giants. Chicago Wind, Chicago Fire. A lot of the academy teams produce a lot of good players from the Highland Park level and other levels in general. So, in terms of CSL competition, sometimes it's a little interesting because these guys, they know each other, but at the same time, they know their opponents. The last game Highland Park played against Maine East, Aaron Bach and the goalie for Maine East were teammates on their Chicago Magic team. So he knew the tendencies of the goalie, and the goalie knew how Aaron Bach played. So it was a bit of a one fun game. Giants unfortunately dropped that one 1-0, but they knew each other. So it was always kind of interesting to see that with these club teams, some of the better players on these other squads are playing with each other in different teams, trying to win other trophies, trying to do something, but then they come together in the high school field and go up against each other, and it becomes really interesting.
Yeah, and even in this matchup tonight, even though it's senior night, it's still a very winnable game for both teams and an exciting rivalry. These teams have played together, like you have said, and it's not just on their own teams, but they've played cross-court with these Deerfield people growing up, the Deerfield teammates, and that's going to play a big factor because seniors don't want to lose on senior night. You want to make it.
It's both teams senior night, which is the other thing, is that both teams are being honored at halftime for senior night, so neither team give an edge here on senior night. Neither team wants to fumble or dwindle an opportunity for senior night, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens here. Aaron Bach is able to win that ball, but Deerfield's able to keep it. Deerfield's definitely had possession on their 50 for a majority of this game. Highland Park has been able to at least hold them to one shot, playing excellent defense so far.
And that's what we said coming into this game. It's going to be strength against strength. Deerfield's attacking versus Highland Park's defense. Those are where the strengths lie, and those are where this game is going to be won and lost. You're going to get a couple of chances for Highland Park's offense and a couple of chances to test this Deerfield's defense. And those few chances are going to decide who wins this game because strength versus strength, little is going to give.
A good cross inside to try to do anything, but it bangs off the field goal post. Ultimately, the Giants escape one right there. We have now played about 10 minutes of this first half with no real big chances so far. It's been a lot of dominating defense on Highland Park, a lot of possession maintained by Deerfield, but we will see what happens. Illis yet again going to take that kick, and we're going to get a foul here. It'll stay Giants ball. David Jokas kind of went over Aaron Bach trying to muscle him out. Did, but it got called for a foul. So ultimately, any sort of Deerfield recovery there to none, as Aaron Bach will take this free kick. Boots this one a long way, a very long way. It's going to be punched out by the keeper.
And that's not good. The leading scorer, Jose Flores, is down at the front of Deerfield tonight. Getting up on his own right now, but looks like he bumped his head maybe. And let's hope that's not a concussion because that would be a humongous loss for this Giants team.
Should be okay, but the Giants are looking to the touchlines to make a couple of subs. The thing about Highland Park's about high school soccer is you have unlimited subs. You could sub in and out as much as you want to, as Deerfield's on the break here, trying to get one over. Deerfield has a really good chance. Ben Caden catches up defensively. An excellent run by Ben Caden in an excellent form, and he's able to make a great play defensively, and Deerfield's going to have to settle for a corner.
That was incredible. Ben Caden showed off his speed right there. From behind him, caught up with him in plenty of time, and made a great defensive play. And that's an interesting thing to know because many people who watch professional soccer don't know that high school soccer you can sub in and out. So that changes the game plan completely for these coaches.
You're able to empty out your bench. You're able to keep guys going. If somebody gets a little hurt and you need them on the sidelines, you can take them out for about 5 minutes and not have to cost a sub because you get as many as possible.
Exactly. And even like your key players, you won't see them come out of this game a lot. But if they need a quick refresher, they need a quick recovery, you can always have fresh legs on the field at all times. That benefits both teams. And here we're going to see the Giants make the first substitution of the entire game. Deerfield still keeping the stars on the field.
A couple of seniors going to come out in this one. Joseph Cater and Hugo Boyas are both going to come out as substitutions for the Highland Park Giants. Coming in is Nate Werner on one end, and the second substitution is going to be Daniel Lopez on the other end. Two guys who get a little bit more playing time. Daniel Lopez had a game-winning goal against GBN with 4 minutes to go a few weeks back. So definitely a primary striker for this year, and he's only a junior, so he has one more year in him, which is good for the program to kind of keep guys fresh, keep guys new. But 2 good showings from 2 seniors. Joseph Cater, a lot of touches in this one. This one's just going to go right to Ethan Feynman.
And we could even hear him from up on the booth, and that's something important to know. He's a very, very vocal goalie, and that's something you look for as a goalie and as a coach, because you're the leader. You can see everything that's happening, so you need to direct your players. You need to direct your team on how the formation, what to line up in, and how to prevent these offensive attacks. And Ethan Feynman does a very good job at that.
A very vocal goalie indeed. Really likes to communicate, really good at talking to his defense, really good at shifting his defense to really prevent as many shots on in goal. We always talk about how Ethan Feynman's a great goalie, but you don't necessarily see it in every single game. But his vocality is able to really direct his defense to make the defense kind of, I wouldn't say do the work for him, but I would say at least make it easier to get the ball into a possession. Do the work for him kind of sounds in a negative connotation, but it's essentially what he does. That's what you want to do as the goalie, is you want to have your defense set up to the point where they do the work for you, even if it sounds kind of like a negative.
Yeah, and he does that by putting them in the right position. And when you put them in the right position and you have a strong defense headlined by Ben Caden, not many shots are going to get on goal. So that's a plus to both him and the defense in front of him.
They have about 2 shots, one really shot on goal, and neither were really intense, tough plays, tough shots, and really just like hard defensive plays for the goalie being Ethan Feynman. But it's been a very back and forth pacing game. Hasn't been a lot of action on both goals. The Warriors have definitely had the lion's share of possession. Almost want to say 60-40 on the possession, just how much more they've had the ball.
It might even be more than that, because we've seen Highland Park's offense come down the field, but it's been maybe 1 or 2 spurts, and that's it. They don't maintain possession while Deerfield does.
Right to Ethan Feynman yet again. Ethan Feynman's going to try to dictate tempo and go right to Durfel, but that gets scoped out by Deerfield's defense. Aaron Bach now going to make a good touch on the ball. That touch right there on the air, so important to maintain good possession. Going to try to get one through here, but the defense is scouting it out perfectly. That being number 17, James Weiner. That was a great defensive effort from him to be able to maintain and keep Deerfield with the ball again so they can try to go back on the attack. That's one of the most important things you'll see today in this game, is the first touch with the ball in the air. If you can maintain a good first touch and go from one place to another, you're going to be able to keep momentum on your side. You're going to be able to sprint your heart out. You're going to be able to do things. So it's going to be very important to see how that works.
Definitely. And something to note, the 2 people that win the Captain Armband today is, of course,
Aaron Bach.
Aaron Bach, exactly. Aaron Bach on the Giants side.
Aaron Bach is captain for 2 years now, which is crazy to think about because last year was such a senior-oriented team. Last year, the starting lineup was nearly nearly all seniors. I think a couple of exceptions being obviously Ethan Feynman and Aaron Bach, and Ben Caden eventually got his way into the starting rotation after recovering from an injury, but it was a near all senior starting lineup. Yet they looked to the junior Aaron Bach to captain the team, to lead the team, to orchestrate the team to win, which is, I think, very interesting to think about.
It says something a lot about how he plays in his character. We know Ethan Feynman's very vocal, and you can hear him maybe more than Aaron Bach, but Aaron Bach makes sure his team does the right things. Make sure everybody's in the right spot. Make sure he shows how to play through his actions, and that's something important to note, because if you have a player like that who can step up as a captain, usually captains are not given to juniors. Usually they're given to the upperclassmen in the senior level, but that's very noteworthy that Aaron Bach wore the captain band both years. But on the other side, it's Nicholas Prus. He's playing midfield almost for this Deerfield team, and he's almost a do-it-all type of player. He'll do a little bit on offense, a little bit on defense, but he'll help out where anybody needs it, and that's something you look for in a player. You want a team player, and that's what makes everybody else better.
That's a very similar style of play to Aaron Bach. Both guys who can listen. They're both guys whose position on the field is yes. Their position on the field is whatever you tell me. If you tell me to play here, I will get there and play there. Ultimate utility guy. Almost like almost like the ultimate utility baseball player, like an Hernan Perez on the baseball field, who, if he tells you to play shortstop, he's playing shortstop. If you tell him to play left field, he's playing left field. He's doing it all but goalie, which is kind of what Hernan Perez was like throughout his MLB career. You know, you listen and you tell him to do something, he's going to be there, and he's going to do what you need him to do, which really makes for a good captain.
Yeah, it definitely does. And when you have those players on your team, it makes everybody else around you better. And that's why these programs are so good. It constantly attract people to continue joining the program. We know for that football program that's seen a decrease in attendance and it's seen a decrease in the amount of people that want to play the sport. Not so much for soccer. It's because Aaron Bach and the types of players on this team draw in people that want to play with them. If you have players on your team, I don't want to put Kyrie Irving on the dirt, but a lot of people don't want to play with Kyrie Irving because he's an egocentric player. As good as he can be, some players are not going to click with him. But when you have a player that's good and everybody can click with, that's a benefit.
Off the post on that one, and a couple of subs are going to be made right now on both sides. A couple more senior subs, I believe, for the Highland Park side. No, correction, that's Jacob Durfel coming out of this game in a sophomore role. A couple of subs for the Highland Park Giants and the Deerfield Warriors just to try to get some new legs going, try to get some new guys running and doing their thing. Adam Shore checking in for the first time today for Deerfield. Good touch right there, ultimately not going to go to fruition. Aaron Bach again with these great first touches. You're going to see that a lot today. And also that being in this game right now is Jake Podbelsic, the junior. And this one is going to be cleared away. The Giants now really on their first attack in this game have a chance to really dictate something. It took them about 18 minutes to really get some sort of attack going, but it was a lot of catch-up on defense, wearing out Deerfield, and now they have a chance to strike and a chance to do something about it.
And this is a chance the Giants need to capitalize on. You can't turn over quickly. You want a quick shot on goal, or you want to keep possession for a long time here.
And they nearly cough it up. Now they do, but this one could easily be brought back. It is brought back. That guy on the first touch is Matthew Klujon, the sophomore. Another sophomore stepping up, playing the varsity level. Wayner's got a chance now to do something about it, and he's going to get beaten out. And good defensive play right there by the Deerfield Warriors, that being James Weiner, who's able to do that.
And we've called James Weiner number and name a couple of times today, and that's because he's the leader of this defensive unit. While on the other side, it's Ben Caden, it's James Weiner that leads the defensive unit. Not as strong as the Highland Park's defensive unit, but still a very capable and very strong defense, and they won't give up anything easy.
Giants now get the free kick. Illis thought about taking it, but Aaron Bach, stepping up as a leader, will take this kick. Aaron Bach being a very tactical soccer player in his own right. Gonna boot this one very far. Gonna try to go to Jerry Leyva, but the defense is able to scout that out. Ben Caden's gonna be able to keep that, try to go back to Leyva. Defense scouts it out again, and it's the Giants' ball.
And this is important. Giants on Deerfield's side of the field right now, and you need to get some possession, and that's what we've seen here. A couple of quick touches, gain the ball, and there's a quick turnover by Jose Flores, who is still in this game, which is a very good sign. But Giants are going to, it's not the strength necessary, but they're going to need to get some possession time if they want to stay in this game and take a lead.
They tried going on the through ball there, but they couldn't quite get action. A bit of a too far of the kick on the through ball, and ultimately it gets past everyone, and Ben Caden's just going to go over, get that ball, and throw that back in. Try to give the Giants an opportunity to break through in this game. No team has really broken through, though, with a really good shot on goal, which says a lot about the programs being evenly matched. It says a lot about the programs showing off their strengths and showing off their weaknesses defensively. This is a shot, though, but that one's way over.
And that was a fantastic chance for Aiden Morrison there. Just sent it a little too high, but wide open on a ball that got deflected into the center. Not something common you see, but missed the chance there for the goal.
Had the opportunity. That was the first legitimate good look today on both sides, but it ultimately goes to nothing, and the Giants are just going to get this ball back and try to attack. Now we're under 20 minutes left in the half. It's 40 minutes per half, no extra time. So if anything, like an injury happens, if anything, of that matter happens in this game, the clock will just stop. Injuries, cards, decisions, setting up for free kicks, stuff like that, the clock will stop with under, I think, 10 to go in the second half. The first half is just a running clock, but when those moments happen, it'll stop the clock, and you'll see a lot of the players on the field scream to the guys up here to stop the clock. Happens a lot in closer games to try to get their team possession. You'll see stalling tactics if one team is winning. Both teams are, even though you would say is not a professional thing to do, you do what you can to win. So I wouldn't fault either team for stalling if they can get a goal and ultimately take over.
Definitely not. And there was a chance there on the cross by Deerfield, but bounced a couple times, a couple missed heads, and right into the hands of Ethan Feynman.
Jerry Leyva trying to get that ball back. It's not going to matter because Deerfield's going to cough that one up. They do get it back, but good defense and an ultimately good play to try to maintain something, but Highland Park will get the ball right back with about 18 minutes left in this first half. It's going to be a free kick, actually. I thought that went out of bounds. It's a free kick awarded to the Giants. We haven't seen any cards yet for this being a rivalry game. Very interesting to kind of see. Last year, a Deerfield Warrior was sent off very early in the game. The Giants scored extremely early, and it was actually a yellow card was given to the Giants on a bit of a, needless to say, kind of a cocky celebration from the Highland Park Giants from Ronan Lavi. But that's just kind of how his style of play was, as that ball's going to go sailing. He was kind of that guy. They scored very early, like 2 minutes into the game, and he kind of got up into a Deerfield player's face who understandably was a little upset. No physical contact was given, but I think he said something to him and ultimately got the red card as a result. So Deerfield went down a man early. Highland Park won 2-0 last year on a late goal scored in that game by the Giants to ultimately win that one. I think it was Luke Zucker who scored that goal.
Yeah, and I remember that game vividly, and Highland Park, for the most part, controlled the ball offensively and defensively the entire game. They looked like the better team, while as this matchup looks a little bit more evenly matched. But yeah, for this type of rivalry, we've seen a little bit of contact here and there, but not a whole lot that you would expect to see out of a huge rivalry like this.
I think it has to do with something of the fact that both teams had a ton of seniors last year. Highland Park started 8, Deerfield started around the same numbers, so they knew each other very well, and it had built up some history, which leaves this senior class to not really know each other as well. But both sides are starting some sophomores, so give it a couple years, and I got a feeling that this rivalry between these two teams is going to start brewing up real quick.
Yeah, and that's not to take away from what this Giants and Deerfield team currently have going for them. It's still very competitive, don't get me wrong. Just not on the level we saw last year with the yelling, the mocking, the skirmishes, and a very exciting Highland Park win.
Feynman ultimately boots that ball out of bounds. 16 minutes left now in this first half. Still no real breakaway chance for either team. Both teams trying to kind of seize momentum in their side. The Giants do get the ball in the second half, which is going to be interesting to see how they can try to attack there. Really try to get something going on. They try to break free. Great defense, though, by Ben Caden, who's ultimately going to clear that ball out of the way.
That was a nice play from behind by Ben Caden. He got beat quickly on a great move by Deerfield man, but called up to him, gave him a little shove behind. And that's something you see a lot of soccer players do. You can shove, you can make a little contact, you just have to be going for the ball here. And that's a very low used tool by a lot of younger players. A lot of older players, as you start developing your game, will incorporate that in the game. But that's something very useful because you can move players off the ball and gain possession and create turnovers, and those end up creating scoring chances for your team.
It's a veteran move nonetheless. 15 minutes now left in this first half. Warriors try to break free here. Ball is going to be called offsides. Flag raised by the official. I would say that's the good call in front of the defense for sure. Ultimately was able to slip through, but the sideline judges are there right away with the call. And that is, I think, shockingly our first offsides call of the game today.
Yeah, and this game has not had a ton of stoppages, rather by the refs. Stoppages by the refs. This game has had a couple of corner kicks, but not as many as you would expect. This very possession-heavy game, as that ball goes out of bounds, and Deerfield will get the kick. But both these teams have played a very solid game. Neither team is making any mistakes so far, and that's why we've seen not a lot of scoring chances. When neither team is faulting on their game plan that they set up coming into this game, it's going to be very hard to beat, and that's something you'll have to watch as these coaches go into halftime. You see these stallmates happening. Do the coaches decide, I'm going to stick this out, hope something comes out, or do they start taking chances? Do they start being aggressive? And
Here's a chance right here, but they're going to raise the flag right away.
And that's the second offsides call against Deerfield, and again, the right call there by the side ref. But like I was saying, do you take chances going into the second half if it's a 0-0 game and there hasn't been a lot of chances on either side? It's going to be a tough decision for both these coaches.
Good stuff indeed. That ball is going to be brought at around the 35. That's the best part about playing soccer on a football field, is that you can use yard markers to help you out. You can really understand the game better with yard markers to kind of understand where the ball is going, where possession is. And now with 13 minutes left on this clock in this first half, Deerfield has possession, trying to do something about it.
And just like that, we were talking earlier about using contact as you grow older. And right there, we misrepresented the captain. The captain is indeed Early Weiner, not Peter Strauss. But Early Weiner is the main captain for this team, and he just used fantastic contact on that last play.
Deerfield's going to cough that one up. It'll go right to Highland Park. Highland Park trying to really dictate something. It's Illis on the throw-in. They're trying to just dictate something. There's Victor Martinez. Good through to Jerry Leyva, but the defense is there to scope it out. That was a great ball. A little harder, and that one's got a chance for Jerry Leyva to get a good shot on. And here's another through ball. This one should be onside. It is. Ben Caden's going to have to chase. They're going to go in. Easy opportunity for the shot on, and he misses it. An excellent opportunity for the Warriors to put a shot on goal, but ultimately nothing happens, and the Giants escape with a good break. It was an excellent ball, an excellent play inside, and an excellent shot, but it misses just a bit to the right, and the Giants breathe a huge sigh of relief right there as the first real big chance of the game does not come to fruition.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic chance for number 10, the captain, Ari Weiner. And, I mean, he was all by himself, but give credit to his Giants defense. A little bit of back pressure maybe caused him to shoot that ball a little bit earlier than he had planned to, which caused him to send it just a couple inches wide.
That's as close as you're going to get to scoring without missing. That's the first legit chance today, and the way that this game is going, I don't know how many more chances that Deerfield is going to get in this game to really get a good shot off like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see if that should have been the deciding moment in this game, because of the way that this game is going, that very well could be one of maybe 2 or 3 really good chances today for either side. As we approach the 10:45 mark in this first half, Deerfield gets fouled by Highland Park. Still haven't seen any cards out yet. There haven't been any reason for any cards to be out. Both teams are playing a relatively clean game. Nobody's really flopping around and trying to draw fouls, at least yet. There's been a couple of guys who have stayed down, but with good reason. Going to try to cross this one in for the header. They're going to head that one in, and it's going to be cleared away. A chance that was scoped out by the defense perfectly, and now Aaron Bach is going to try to do something about it. A good touch to try to go to Weiner, who's going to be able to keep that one in. Jose Flores, great touch by Flores. Weiner is not going to be able to keep that, but that was an excellent try and an excellent effort. And the Giants will be able to keep the ball. But that was a great touch from Aaron Bach and a great touch from Weiner. And you could see Ethan Feynman really hyping up his guys there because he knows how good of a chance that truly was. Also, Jose Flores with excellent ball movement.
Yeah, and, I mean, you start with 1 touch to 2 touches, 3 touches, those always end up good. And that also with a fantastic play, a sky-high rocket over his head for Aaron Bach, and puts it on the money to Merrick Weiner. Not much guys can make those plays.
Throw inside, now trying to do something. It's scoped out by the Warriors. Bach is going to take that one right back. Aaron Bach going to try to dictate something. Good defensive effort. Illis is going to need to try to stop that, and he does. But they're going to try to pick up and get some momentum on their side. Highland Park caught napping. They're going to get on sides here. They're going to work all the way to the box. An excellent tackle, a clean tackle nonetheless. And that ball is kept in somehow. What a great defensive effort right there. Unbelievable defense from Highland Park. Number 10, Jose Flores.
Matthew
Klujon, my bad.
Number 18, Matthew Klujon on that stop. And that might have saved an excellent chance. Deerfield had numbers coming down the field. Highland Park was sprinting back, but they had lots of numbers on the field. And right there, we see Matthew Klujon coming off the field. Don't know why. Maybe he is might be some blood on him.
They're going to sub him real quick, and that's the beauty, at least here in high school soccer, is that when you sub somebody off, in regular, European League action, the guys will go to the sidelines and they'll check on them, and you got to play a player down for like 5 or 10 minutes. Right now, you get the luxury of subbing as many guys as you want to, so you don't have to worry about guys coming out.
Yeah, and Matthew Klujon.
That was a great play.
I mean, that was a great play. Deerfield numbers, Giants were coming back strong, but if a great cross over the middle and Matthew Klujon is not there on the great slide tackle, that might be another scoring chance in a couple of minutes for this Deerfield team.
Where they would have seized momentum for the Warriors. That one's going to be headed away from Illis, who's played a good center back today. Even though he's played more of a center mid role throughout this entire season, he's really established himself as a center back in this game with the way he's been playing really solid defense. Deerfield trying to keep the possession in. They do. Trying to get within the box and trying to make a little problems. Good cross in, but that shot is right to Ethan Feynman. It's a good cross in, but that goes right to Ethan Feynman.
Yeah.
They're getting the chances, but they're going right to him. And that's going to really start killing him, is when you get chances, but you can't put them in corners. You can't put them in lower or upper thirds. You just put them right to your goalie. Those are going to be the easiest saves ever.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a great cross. Couldn't get much better than that. And the great header by Peter Strauss. I mean, he got his head on the ball and made the right play by directing it in front of net. Unfortunately, like you said, it went straight to Ethan Feynman. And Ethan Feynman's a good enough goalie that nothing's going to sneak by him. He's not going to let up a little silly goal to his left or right.
Giants trying to look to cross one in here, and that'll be a goal kick.
But
as you were saying,
he's not going to give up any easy goals. So when a team gets multiple chances and multiple good chances like Deerfield has in this last minute, the momentum has shifted a little bit into Deerfield's side. But when you keep getting those momentum chances and keep missing, your morale starts to lower, and you're questioning, will any of these ever go in if there's great chances like that? And that's something that you can't teach goalies. Ethan Feynman, an excellent player.
This one's going to go all the way, but it's going to be scoped out nicely by Highland Park. It'll still be Deerfield's ball. We have 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Halftime is going to be a senior night for both Highland Park and Deerfield. Deerfield's senior night ultimately had to be canceled. Highland Park agreed to let Deerfield have their senior night on this field, which at least makes this game a little bit more intense because neither team wants to lose on senior night.
Exactly. And that just shows you the respect these two teams have for each other. Even though they're great rivals across the highway here, they have the utmost respect for each other. They'll play a heated game, and then right after the game, they'll be all smiles, having a conversation, shaking the hand, wishing the team good luck on the next couple of games. And that just shows you the mentality of these programs and how these players are raised and the characters of these whole teams.
5 minutes and 30 seconds now left in this first half. Giants and both the Warriors are trying to at least scope out one last chance to really try to put momentum on their side, because neither team really has any clear momentum, because the shots that Deerfield have gone up have not been necessarily the best shots, and Highland Park really hasn't created their shots like they want to. So really, momentum could very possibly swing either way within these next 5 minutes. Both teams are going to really try to execute that. This one across in, trying to do something. Shot on, and it's wide. Another opportunity, but there was no even attempt to save that, as that one went way wide.
Yeah, Eric Wayner here with a couple of decent chances. That not being the best of chances, but still got a shot and goal. A little wide there, but he's got a couple of chances in the middle field about 20 yards out. 30 yards out from this goal. And that's prime opportunity for these heavy strikers.
Illis on that kick with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this first half. It's going to be Deerfield's ball. You can hear Ethan Feynman yet again communicating with his defense, communicating with his team, trying to get the better of the Deerfield opponent to ensure that this game goes the way they want it to. They're going to actually give the free kick here to Deerfield. All the guys going to line up within the 10. Cross in. Chance to none. A bad touch by Deerfield. Ultimately going to go out. Looks like they're going to give him a corner, actually, so it looks like it touched a member of the Giants. I didn't see that from here, but the ref is down there, and I'm up here, so what do I know? 3:40 left in the half to try to dictate some sort of tempo, to try to create something. This is going to be an opportunity for a really good chance, though, for Deerfield.
Interesting formation by Deerfield on this center kick.
I was thinking the same thing. Kick in, header way up.
It's going to be called back either way, though. They were going to call that back on Deerfield. But going back to that formation,
it was very interesting.
They had 2 stacks around in between the 10 and 15-yard line, and then they crossed to about the 5-yard line, which would be about 15 yards out of the goal. Interesting formation there. You don't see them commonly.
Oh, and down goes Victor Martinez. He goes down hard. Hopefully he's okay, but Martinez kind of went down hard there. They're going to stop play, and they're going to hold up the X. When they hold up the X, it means that they're going to stop the clock and put the trainer out because there's no extra time in high school soccer. You just play the full 40. They stop the clock anytime an injury like this happens. And Victor Martinez kind of went down, favoring either his knee or his leg right away.
It looks like he's talking to trainer. He's going to walk off on his own power here. It looks like just his knee collided with the Deerfield player. So hopefully that's just a little bit of stinger, and he'll be able to come back in this game later. And it looks like he's okay, and that's good news that he's able to walk off on his own power.
That is good news. No help to really walk off. Just going to get warmed up, though. 2:54 exactly left in this first. As we said, for any injury with there being no extra time, it is just stopped right away. And they're going to boot this one. Ben Caden's going to get a nice touch on it, trying to go to that side where Jake Durfel is going to be. That's going to blow the whistle. It's Highland Park ball.
And this is a chance for Highland Park in the last 2:30 to get a couple of chances. Like we said, they're not going to get many chances. It's not their strength. It's strength against strength for this game today. But this last 2:30, they have not gotten many great chances, if any at all. They've had a couple of good touches that did not lead to shots that were the best chances of the game. And so far, with this almost 38 minutes going on the clock, not a lot of possession.
There's been one chance, really, that nearly kind of broke through for the Giants. A few good touches, but it ultimately ceased to work for the Highland Park Giants. And again, with 1:45 left in this first half, we are again going to remind you to stay put for senior night. Both Highland Park and Deerfield's senior nights will be taking place during halftime of this game. Deerfield trying to do something with it. Boots this one sky high. Going to be controlled by the Giants. Back to Deerfield. Someone goes down. Okay. Aaron Bach with some good defense, and now Jacob Durfel has it. They're going to try to create something. A pass from Durfel tries to go to Leva on that wide side, but he couldn't quite. Try to get inside. They actually have a
with
nice
a great
break,
cross.
but Ethan Feynman's going to be able to scope that one out perfectly.
That's a great play by Ethan Feynman there. Not staying too far back in his goal there. Coming out and making a great play. Because if he doesn't make that play, Weiner with a great cross creates an excellent opportunity that could very well easily end up in a Deerfield goal. With under a minute left, that's huge momentum.
Huge momentum seized by the Giants. And it's about a half minute left. Deerfield's going to try one more time. They actually have a nice ball. Let's see where that one's going. They got to get a touch. and they'll keep it in. And a great defensive play from Illis. Deerfield needs to hurry, though, if they want to get a corner off, because when that clock hits 0, that half is over. So Deerfield is now in all commotions with 15 seconds left in this first half. They're going to immediately cross this one in to try to get something to work, head it up, and head it over. And with that, that should end our first half. No score remaining. Stay tuned for senior night. We'll keep you here.
Involved with the soccer program for all of their support, cheering, and contributions throughout the last 4 seasons. HPHS Soccer would also like to thank this year's group of seniors. From your freshman year until now, you have elevated the level of play and the standards of success for HPHS Soccer. You have worked hard, persevered, and taken home a number of championships along the way. Our seniors have contributed to the program in many ways, from contributing to 2 conference championships, 2 North Shore Shootout titles, guiding us through a tour of Costa Rica to make the JV program strong. We appreciate all of your work on the field, maturity off the field, and success in the classroom. We would now like to honor each of this year's seniors. Participating with the JV team this year are Mackley Paul, Humberto Catalan, Abraham Nava. And now for our seniors on the varsity squad. Joseph Cater. Contributing to the AP soccer program every year, every level. He has made an impact this year, filling at many different positions in many different roles. Joe had a huge goal against New Trier earlier this year. It is deciding between University of Illinois and University of Minnesota for school. Thanks for being such a committed team player, Joey. Jerry Leyva. Jerry has made a immediate impact on the varsity team this season, starting in every game that he has played. Jerry combines his skill, speed, and smarts on the field to be a dangerous, offensive, and solid defensive player. Jerry is a positive, kind, and respectful young man. A pleasure to have on the squad. Pura vida y gracias, Jerry. Mariano Membrano. Mariano has proven to be a valuable physical force for the varsity team this season. His growth as a player over the last 3 seasons has been remarkable. Mariano is a gentle giant, playing ferociously on the field and having a sweet and big heart off the field. Mariano is a consistent starter for the team and scored his first varsity goal for Niles West. Estamos orgullosos de ti, Mariano. Gavin Trushell. Gavin has been an essential teammate and program guy, participating at every level and pushing himself to improve each season. He has shown dramatic improvement over the past 4 seasons and worked his way onto the varsity squad this season. Gavin is a hard worker, dedicated, and positive asset to the team. Gavin is deciding between Wisconsin-Madison and Denison University for school in the fall. Thanks, Gavin. Alex Kelly. Alex has demonstrated that commitment and dedication can get you to the varsity level. He improved from season to season and contributed at all levels of the soccer program. Alex is an excellent team player and shows a strong desire to constantly improve. He is in his first year with the varsity program and also a kicker and punter with the football team. Alex will attend Purdue University next fall and will also try out for punter on the football team. Good luck, Alex. Hugo Bolas. Hugo has been a consistent member of the soccer program while at HPHS and traveled with the team to Costa Rica in the summer of 2018. His calm and controlled play on the field helps to set the pace for the game. He is a kind, intelligent, and respectful young man and a pleasure to work with. Hugo is in his first year with the varsity squad. He is a Schuler Scholar and has been accepted to a number of prestigious universities and is undecided for next year. Pura vida y gracias, Hugo. Ben Caden. Ben has started nearly every game of his 2-year HPHS varsity career. He is lightning quick and has been a savior many times in the back line. Ben is an upbeat, positive, and committed player and a great teammate. His strong defensive play last season helped us to a conference championship and 6 shootouts in the 2019 season. Ben will study political science and play soccer at Colby College. Thanks, Ben. Jose Flores. Jose is an incredibly talented, skilled, and versatile player. A 3-year varsity player who has played nearly every position on the field due to his talents. Jose has scored 6 goals and tallied 14 career points while playing mostly in a defensive role. We are proud of how much you have matured during your time here at HV. Thanks, Jose. Aaron Bach. Aaron is a 3-year player and 3-year varsity starter. He has served as the team's vocal captain and leader this season. Aaron has never missed a game and has started every possible game in his career. He is a relentless worker, incredibly diligent, skilled, and responsible. So many things work and get done because Aaron Bach is there to make sure they get done. Aaron will study at University of Wisconsin-Madison next year. Thanks, Bachers. Make sure to come back and see us next year. Ethan Feynman. Ethan has been an institution between the pipes for the Giants over the last 3 seasons. His consistent and intelligent work play helped the Giants to back-to-back conference championships in 2018 and 19. Ethan currently has 46 games played, 44 starts, 20 wins, and 12 career shootouts, and has been honored as a CSL All-Conference player twice. He has a great soccer brain and has a bright future in the game. He will attend and play soccer at Illinois Wesleyan in the fall. Thanks for your commitment and consistency. Thank you to all of our seniors.
Before we turn it over to the Deerfield Senior Night, the boys varsity Deerfield program would like to recognize and honor senior Sam Schwartz. We have all appreciated the professionalism and commitment Sam has demonstrated. We will miss him, but his powerful and memorable voice will stay with us forever. We're going to get to hear that voice right now.
Thank you very much. At this time, the Deerfield High School soccer program would like to recognize our senior players. These seniors have all been a huge part of the success that the program has had not only this year, but over the last 4 years. The pride and dedication that these players have shown has been outstanding. Not only is this class of seniors a very talented group of players, but over the years they have formed a community of support and family that will last a lifetime. Congratulations, seniors. And now at this time, we'd like to recognize each of our seniors tonight. The first senior we'd like to recognize is goalie number 1, Josh Berman. He's accompanied by Claudia Berman. Josh's favorite moments were when they beat Glenbrook South his sophomore year. It was an extremely good team. We were the underdogs, and it was his third varsity game starting, so it was an amazing memory. His other favorite moments are the junior year trip to Iowa over the summer and the win against Evanston just a few weeks ago. The next senior we'd like to recognize is number 2, Albert Kovaci. Albert's met by his parents, Bill and Terry Kovaci. His favorite soccer memory at DHS soccer is when we defeated Highland Park his sophomore year. The next senior we'd like to recognize is number 6, Matthew Kovaci. He's met by Bill and Terry Kovaci. Matthew's favorite soccer memory is scoring a goal against Lake Forest during the dying moments of the game during his junior year. The next senior we'd like to recognize is number 5, Francisco Javier Espinosa de los Monteros de Matos. He's met by Rosario de Matos Javier Espinosa de los Monteros. His favorite memories in his sophomore year we were playing Highland Park. This was the only time he scored in high school, and it was a hat trick with assists by Adam Shore and Sam Strimling. The next senior we'd like to recognize is number 16, Aiden Morrison. He's met by his parents, David and Karen Morrison. Aiden's favorite soccer memory is probably just messing around during practice and playing triage with Tucky and the boys' sophomore year.
Is that the one where it's like don't pass the blue, doesn't pass the purple?
The next senior we'd like to recognize is the captain, number HPHS, we're beating Evanston this year and beating Maine West his sophomore year, since we were the underdogs in both games.
Maine West was a great game.
The next senior we'd like to recognize is number 14, Ben C. He's met by his parents, Sean and Stacy Seed. Ben's favorite soccer memory is when he went to Madison last season to play a couple games and he scored the game-time goal. The next senior we'd like to recognize is number 11, Adam Shore. He's met by his parents, Neil and Linda Shore. Adam's favorite soccer memory is beating Evanston this season after entering the game as heavy underdogs. The next senior we'd like to recognize is number 23, Cole Vanden Eyck. He's met by his parents, Mary and Ted Vanden Eyck. Cole's favorite soccer memory from Deerfield was scoring from 40 yards against Grant in the playoffs his sophomore year. And last but not least, we'd like to recognize number 10, Ari Wainer. He's met by his parents, Ron and Andrea Wainer. Ari's favorite soccer memory is Jack Hammondtree's pregame speech when he said, "Let's kick some rear end." Also the rash, we miss Gomez.
Yeah, ours was like
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for all of our seniors from both programs?
welcome back to the second half of action. Jacob Zucker, Ben Fitzsimmons, and Ben. Very, very few chances on both sides. We've really seen a very interesting game. Deerfield has maintained possession for a majority of it. I want to say 60-40 in favor of the Warriors on possession. But Highland Park has held their end, and we have a scoreless game so far as we get ready for another 40.
Yeah, and just like you said, very low chances on both ends for both teams. Deerfield with a couple more chances, but Highland Park really has not gotten any shots on goal. So it'll be interesting to see whether both teams, but specifically Highland Park, if they start taking some chances, if they start taking some opportunities, giving up some wiggle room to maybe make mistakes, but make chances, create chances offensively, and maybe open this game up to a 1-2 score game. Because I thought early on this was going to be a multiple score game and it wasn't going to end 0-0. But right now, it's all defense.
Indeed it is. Highland Park does start with the ball on this one as they deferred for the second half. Both teams are cold. It is 45 here in Highland Park, so both teams are really feeling the cold air. Both teams are really feeling the true Midwestern temperatures of tonight's mid-April matchup. Giants start with it. We'll see what happens here. Trying to move the ball around. They go right back to the defense. Deerfield tries to get it. We'll see what happens. They're going to try to go up to Durfel, who has a touch, but it's going to be turned over. Giants trying to seize there. It's Martinez on the play. Flores tries to keep it, and Deerfield's going to be able to take it. Warriors, good through ball, but it's seeped out by Illis. And as we already mentioned, Illis is really working on a center defender in this game as a center back rather than his traditional midfield position that we've seen this season. But he's played his center back position to near perfection today.
Yeah, and we've called his name quite a bit. And most of that has been on the defensive end. We've seen Ben Kane chase down some players, but Elias has played just as well defensively in not his usual position, and that shows the strengths he brings.
Jerry Leva now on this near side right now trying to get something going. Here's Aaron Bach with a touch to Flores. Flores on the shot. It's not going to do anything. He goes down. Should be okay, though. I just think he slipped a little bit and ultimately went down. Aaron Bach got to help his teammate up as the leader he is, but there's Highland Park at least trying to get some sort of momentum because they didn't really have any shots on in the last half, so now they're really trying to do something, and ultimately they're at least attacking to start.
Yeah, and that was a great possession to start this half for the Highland Park Giants. First time they really controlled possession for quite a bit of time in the opponent's end of the field. And just a shot that went off the toe there. But if you give him that shot many times,
Jose Flores is converting.
Exactly.
One of the better goal scorers in this program. Durfel's trying to do something, and he can't quite. It's going to go up to Illis, who needs to try to corral this one, and he will. Going to try to go to Caden, but that one's scoped out, and that's a good touch. An opportunity. And that one is going to go back to Deerfield on another opportunity. Down goes. We're going to get a foul called. No card, but we are going to get a foul, and it'll be a free kick at a favorable spot, which is going to definitely be, this is going to be a very good chance for the Warriors if the Giants can't scope this one out. And if he can get the right bend on his shot, we could see our first goal of the game.
Yeah, and I know Deerfield fans watching this won't be happy with no card given there on that play.
It looked pretty clean.
But I
definitely
like
a foul, but it looks clean.
Exactly. I like the no call there. He talked to the player, made sure he understood what happened there. But I like the no call. I mean, it was a very close play between him and the ball. Just missed the ball there and took him out. But I do like the call there.
We'll see what happens here. He's going to take it from a far spot, but not too far. Just outside the box is where the call was given. The Giants form their wall. Warriors in a position to try to head one in. We'll see what happens. Ball. Great save by Feynman.
See that little post by him right after? Confidence exploding out of him right now.
They'll get the corner out of the save. The wall doesn't really matter. Doesn't really go over the wall. So ultimately, this ball is going to be captured, and it'll be a corner kick right now, and 36 minutes to go in the second half. We're just getting started in the second half. It's a full 40 minutes in the second half. No extra time. The clock will stop for any injuries or any stalling tactics deemed necessary. Cross inside, headed away nicely. Jerry Leva's going to chase after it and try to keep this. And he's going to try to go upfield to Durfel, but he can't quite. Warriors now going to try to do it, but Aaron Bach is right there to scope this out. And Aaron Bach with great pace is going to get a great chance now. Durfel's going to try to get there, but it's going to be cleared away. A great touch and a great through ball by Aaron Bach. About a foot shorter, and there's a good chance for a goal.
Now Deerfield on the other one with the chance.
No call.
Good no call there.
Very good no call. That ball's going to go out. Who was the last to touch? It should stay Highland Park possession, and it will. And then Caden on the throw-in.
On that last chance, what a touch and what an opportunity for this Highland Park Giants team. And we talked earlier about how Ethan Feynman came out and saved what would be a great chance playing outside of his goal. And right there, Deerfield showed the exact same thing there.
That one's going to be Deerfield possession.
And Josh Berman has not gotten a lot of chances to show off his talent and be in net and face shots from this Giants team. But so far, he's made the correct decision, as we've seen in this half so far.
He's also lined up his defense very, very nicely. We're to the point where the Giants have really struggled to get anything going. So with a big amount of lining up himself well defensively, it's really helped out. They're trying to at least get that one all the way out, but the Deerfield's going to catch that one napping. Opportunity, Ethan Feynman's going to try to dictate something quick. Now they're going to have to slow things down. He had an open field, but nobody was there, so he couldn't dictate anything like he wanted to.
And we called Aiden Widener's name earlier in the half with a couple of chances, and he just outworked this Giants team there to fight off a couple of defenders and create a good crossing chance, ultimately saved by Ethan Feynman once again.
Durfel now going to have to step up and play a little defense to at least make them pass a little bit more than they would want to. And here's an opportunity. Giants center backs are at least in a position, and this one's going to go right to Ethan Feynman off the deflection. Yeah, you see it every time. Once Ethan Feynman makes the save, he comes out of that box and comes sprinting to try to dictate something. And then once he finally sees that nothing is there, then slows it down and gets to an open guy. But he's always trying to look for some sort of tempo. He's always trying to look for some sort of thing to be raised.
And, yeah, it's a great attribute to see out of a goalie. And he doesn't make bad decisions when he comes rushing out. He wants to see if the other team will fault, make a bad decision, leave somebody open and create an odd man rush for his Giants team that's looking for opportunities right now and might get one.
Speaking of opportunities, here we go. It's going to be scoped out by Deerfield. Giants going to try to keep it, and they can't quite. But at least we're trying to seize momentum. Aaron Bach trying to fight for it. Deerfield defense is really trying to now move this ball to one side. Try to go to the stronger side, which is the near side here. We saw a lot of far side action in the first half, so expect a lot of near side action in the second half.
And again, Aaron Bach got recognized as the captain of this Giants team on senior night. Great introduction by the PA announcer.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
We were just talking earlier. The Deerfield PA announcer who brought over
Sam Schwartz.
He came over for his senior year, and we are so glad he did because that was electrifying. I mean, the great voice on him, and he could put on a show if you give him a mic anywhere. He can make anything exciting.
That was very fun indeed. It'll be giant ball. We're going to try to dictate something right here. Deep throw, it's kept in. And seized. Right to Jerry Leva, who has a nice touch on it. Durfel's going to have to sprint to get there to keep that possession alive. He can't quite get there, but it drops back to the defense, and they're able to do something about it. Here's Aaron Bach now, going to try to keep something alive. He'll go right to Caden, who tries to through ball that one to Jerry Leva, but it's turned over. 31 minutes and 45 seconds left in this half, and the score remains 0-0.
Yeah, and it's been more of the same the second half as the first half is. We were questioning whether one of the teams would maybe take some risks to get those goals on the board early and quick. But nope, neither team is giving in. They're going to keep playing the original game plan, it looks like. And for both teams, that's controlling possession. And that's for Deerfield getting as many shots on goal on the strong Ethan Feynman. And that's where the strength of this Giants team is, and that's where it's going to continue to be this whole entire game. And both teams relying on the strength so far, no weaknesses have been shown, and that's a key thing. A lot of people say you need to improve your weakness. If you can hide your weakness, show off your strength. You don't need to improve your weakness.
Throw in quickly snapped out, but the Giants are now on a break to try to dictate some sort of tempo. It ultimately got slowed down a little bit, but the Giants were out on a break. Durfell's going to try to keep that ball, and he will. Durfell's going to try to come in and cross one in. Might have a chance. Does cross one into Lavo, but he just missed it. An excellent cross from Jacob Durfell, but Jerry Lava a little wide and couldn't quite find a way to convert it.
I mean, Durfell, I've been impressed with him so far this game.
He's only a sophomore, too.
I mean, yeah, again, only sophomore game, adjusted to Varsity level play, and he's been all over the field. We've seen him on the fair side, near side, we've seen him up, down, helping back on defense, but most importantly, creating chances for his teammates.
That is true. And for a striker to be able to do that is absolutely stunning. This one's going to be a through ball, but sprinting after it are the Giants defensively, and they're going to be able to make something out of it. It'll be a goal, or is that a corner kick? That's a corner.
I believe it is a
No,
goal
it's a goal kick. It is a goal kick. I was right about my referee calls there.
Exactly. Ethan Feynman there did not want to touch that whatsoever, and that's the smart play to do in that situation.
Goal kick now for the Giants. 29 minutes, 35 seconds left in this second half.
And we've talked all night long about how this has just been almost a middle-of-the-field game. Not much teams line up on either side, but plenty of time for one big chance. You get one big chance, this game can quickly turn into almost a possession match and keep away if one of these teams scores.
Victor Martinez tries to set one up for Durfell, but he can't quite. And now the Warriors are going to try to do something about it, try to go the other way. Aaron Bach pressing up on good defense, going to get that ball right back. Goes down, but keeps the play going. That's something about Aaron Bach, is you'll see guys flop. You'll see guys try to draw fouls by, like, flopping or acting. Aaron Bach, when he goes down, he just gets right back up. And there's also been times where I've been down on, like, the field area, and somebody will go down. He'll just tell his teammate right away, get up. No reason to try to fake anything. He's just a hard-nosed soccer player, which is impressive to see.
And yeah, we see lots of soccer players. Soccer players might spend the most time on the ground from flopping. They'll just sit there crying, wanting a call from the ref. Aaron Bach just spent about a minute on the ground, but not consistently and not for flopping. He was diving every single play to try to get a deflection, try to get his foot on the ball, and he made a difference. And now the Giants have possession because of great defensive play by him.
He is one tough man. Trying to keep that alive is Noah Klugen, and he will. But Deerfield will ultimately get that ball back, because now there are 28 minutes left. Jose Flores goes down, and you see that's what Aaron Bach wouldn't do. If Aaron Bach was in that situation, he would go right back up. Jose Flores trying to initiate something. I understand why soccer players do it. The principle behind flopping is that the ref, there's only one who's in the middle of the field. So hopefully if he just sees a player down, he'll try his best to at least dictate something. Jerry Lava's going to sprint after that ball to try to give the Giants some sort of momentum shift. But Deerfield's ultimately going to catch up, and we're going to get a whistle here. Get a time to go back. Jerry Lava, though, smart to hustle for that ball. There aren't ball boys like there would be in typical years due to COVID. Not too many people to be on the pitch. If there was a typical year, there'd be a couple of ball boys down who can get a ball to Jerry Lava as quickly as possible. Jose Flores with a good touch. But with COVID this year, they've limited the amount of people, so the players who are on the bench right now have to kind of serve as ball boys for the balls that are going really far. Aaron Bach now with the throw-in. 27 remain. Cross inside, trying to get something. It's headed away nicely by Deerfield's defense.
And that was Durfell again in the middle of the action there, almost getting ahead on that ball and deflecting into the goal. But something we don't mention about Aaron Bach, he's not the tallest player on the field by any strength of the imagination. He might be one of the shortest, in fact, and yet he's one of the best players out there, and that's something to say about his other attributes of his game, his strength, his speed.
There are plenty of guys who play the midfield position and the highest levels of soccer. Guys like N'Golo Kante, he's like 5'9". Lionel Messi's not taller than 5'10". Lionel Messi's 5'9". There are guys who are, Raheem Sterling's one of the best wingers in the league right now, he's about 5'8". There are guys who are relatively short. America's best, Christian Pulisic, is no taller than 6 feet. There are guys who are relatively short but make their presence known, and Aaron Bach is just like that.
And a key corner kick here for Deerfield.
Deerfield's definitely had the lion's share of corners. I think they've had about 4 corners today compared to the Giants' 0.
And again, every single corner kick we've seen different formation from Deerfield, and now they're lining up on the 2 goal post.
Trying to dictate something. They'll go shallow in. Shot on. What a save by Feynman.
What a save. Oh my. Quick reflexes and got a hand on there. I mean, that's the chances you need if you're Deerfield. And they confused Heimberg all over the place, running different formations. And again, not the same formation, just a corner kick later. And yet, Ethan Feynman coming up in the clutch.
2-time CSL all-conference team. There's a reason why. He makes saves like that. He makes stuff happen. He's looking for another clean sheet today. Cross inside. This one normal. Ethan's just going to fight his way out, and he's going to try to dictate something right away. A smart move by Ethan Feynman to try to dictate something. It'll be slowed down a little bit more, but here's Ben Caden now. Tries to go to Durfel, but ultimately Deerfield scouts it out. Very smart idea from Ethan Feynman, though, to try to move fast and move quick to try to catch Deerfield napping, because everybody was on this side for the corner. Deerfield ultimately ready to get into position. Aaron Bach now tries to go through, but it'll be booted away.
What touch by Aaron Bach, too. That was a laser to him. No bounce whatsoever.
He's a fantastic midfielder for a reason. Trying to turn around here and get something on. Onside's play, but it'll go right to the goalie.
Dolfer lined up for that huge kick and was just a second too slow on that kick as it got deflected. An easy save for Josh Berman once again.
24 minutes, 15 seconds left. Berman's going to punt this one up. And as we've said today, Ethan Feynman has been using his arm today and kind of grenade throwing them, as they call them, to keep the possession alive for them because he's been a little hurt. So he's trying his best to not really use his feet. Obviously, the goalie can use his hands, but he's taking that to a whole nother meaning where he's trying his best to do that. And we're going to get a stoppage here for an injured Giant.
And once again, Deerfield just now making substitutions, and that's going to be a key factor with fresh legs. Giants have not made another substitution yet this half, as they were the first team to do so in the first half. But they're sticking with the key guys, and the key guys have created some excellent chances. But more importantly, Deerfield has created some excellent chances off corner kicks especially.
Giants try to keep that ball. They can't quite. Good touch, though, and a nice kick, but it'll ultimately go back to Deerfield. 23 minutes, 35 seconds left in this second half, nearing the halfway point of the second half, and we are still scoreless here at Walters Field for senior night.
And that's an exciting game. When it's 0-0, senior night rivalries, can't get better than this.
People always say that 0-0 soccer games are the most boring types of games. In my opinion, 0-0 soccer games are extremely exciting because one little incident and all of a sudden we got action. I think that's, honestly, I think it makes it more exciting and anticipating if that was the case.
It's like a baseball game. They're trying to change it all to these offensive players, and don't get me wrong, offensive players and home runs in high-scoring games are great.
Exactly.
But
pitcher's duel is sometimes some of the best brands of baseball.
Exactly. You can't beat a great pitcher's duel. 2 pitchers going complete games, giving up 0 runs both, just absolute dominance. There's something you have to respect, and it's just great to watch those type of games. And that's what a game we're watching right now.
We're going to get a corner kick right now for Deerfield. It'll be corner kick number 5, or number 6 actually for the Warriors, with 22 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this matchup.
And this is where Deerfield this half have gotten most of the offensive chances from, and they're looking to get one right now.
They have a chance here, and as you've said, different shifts for different corner kick opportunities in this game. They're going to try to cross this one in. Long one, it's going to be headed out, trying to head it back in, goes right to Ethan Feynman. He's going to try to create something, and he will. He'll go to Durfel. And Ben Caden's going to keep that ball alive and go right back to Durfel, who's going to through ball this one to Jose Flores. Flores tries to keep it alive, and he can't. It'll be a goal kick, but that was an opportunity right there.
I mean, what an opportunity. Jose Flores putting his body on the line, got the deflection over the goalie, just could not clear him. Was about a couple inches short of clearing him and getting a wide open empty net goal.
Wagner will come back in for the Giants as well.
But a great defensive play. Both these goalies are not playing conservative. Both goalies are playing aggressive and coming out of the goal. And right there, that aggressive play was a great chance to stop that great through ball.
Headed up. Warriors trying to keep it. It's cleared away. And it's going to go all the way to Durfel. Very nice touch by Durfel as well to try to go inside to Wayner. Can't quite keep it. Good cross inside, but it'll go right to the goalie. It'll go right to the goalie, Bourbon. Warriors trying to do something about this. They're going to go to the near side as they've done so many times today. But great defense by Wayner, and he's going to be able to get that ball and go right to Aaron Bach with it. Aaron Bach with a good touch, but he can't quite find Durfel on that strike. Aaron Bach now. Not going down easy are these Giants, and not going down easy are these Warriors as we approach the halfway mark of this second half. 20 exciting minutes of soccer still remain in this game. That is still 0-0. They go to Wayner on the far side. Tries to cross this one in. Deerfield right there to scope it out. Tries to get a shot on, but it goes right to the goalie Berman. Chance not. Now we have reached the exact 20-minute mark in this game. 0-0. Ben, buckle up. A roller coaster is about to ensue for the next 20 minutes.
And both teams now getting a little bit more aggressive offensively. We've seen a lot more chances, scoring chances this half than we did the first half, and that's to be expected. But on that last possession, I know Mark Wayne is trying to pass that ball, create a great opportunity, but I like a shot and goal right there. Nobody's in front of you. You got time to wind up.
Oh, and
you're
someone
about
goes down for the
25 yards out.
Should be okay, though. He went down, but he looks okay. That one out of bounds. Giants still have it. Aaron Bach with a good know-it-all opportunity right there to read the field as we approach the 19-minute mark. He's got a good opportunity right there to read the field, to really get going and try to dictate some sort of tempo for the Giants. But he'll slow it down a little bit and go back to Ben Caden, who has had a lot of good defensive efforts today, including an ultimately goal-saving clear in the first half.
Yeah, and on that last possession, Jake Pavelski was the one that went down, but he looks fine. He's running down the middle right now. And like you said, Ben Caden made some great plays, and that's why this game is still 0-0 besides Ethan Feynman in that.
Ethan Feynman with a key save to keep this game 0-0 as well, as you already said.
And another
good
note.
D from Caden. Aaron Bach now has it. He's going to try to use his speed to do something on the other side. Aaron Bach inside to Wayner. Cross up, headed away, and they'll be able to keep that in and prevent it from being a corner.
And another interesting thing to note, Ben Caden is playing a little bit more offense. You know, in hockey, when it's crunch time, you almost maybe down a goal or two, and you defensemen start pinching. That means they're playing offense. They're not letting the puck out of the zone. And we've seen that a lot, especially when Ethan Feynman makes a big save. You'll see Aaron Bach and Ben Caden shoot out from the crease of, excuse me, I'm thinking hockey now. But they shoot out into the center of the field, and that's when the chances start forming.
Here's a chance right now. Good cross in, but it's going to go right to Berman. But now the Giants are at least, even if the shots aren't going into the right spots, are at least making Berman work. That first half, Berman was just sitting in the goal waiting for something. But now in this second half, they're at least getting to him. They're at least making him work. They're at least making him at least need a little more effort in here in this game. Trying to stay inbounds and get past Wayner. He will successfully. Wayner fouls.
And on that last kick, Berman almost made a crucial mistake.
Yep.
Shanked that punt deep and right to Mark Weiner. Just couldn't control it there on the tip, but almost a crucial mistake. And that's maybe the first mistake we've seen by either goaltender so far.
17 minutes exactly right now, and a free kick for the Warriors. This game is going to come down to the wire, whether you like it or not. This one punted in. Goes right to a member of the Warriors. Goes down, no call. Jose Flores is going to try to get something going. Has some numbers. Tries to go through. Will go through. Durfel's there, but the save is made by Berman.
And what do we say? Again, constant aggressiveness by Berman. And that's what we've seen again and again by Berman. Very solid goaltending, and aggressiveness can help. It can shut down teams. But one misstep and one miscalculation.
There's an opportunity right here.
Offsides is the call there.
Flag was raised. I didn't see it, but it was raised indeed.
I don't think that play was close. And Ethan Feynman, in frustration, as he has to go take a long trot to go get this soccer ball.
Not as long. There was a ball already prepared for him, but still long nonetheless. Under 16 now in this game. Giants really trying to do something about this game.
But again, back to that aggressiveness. That aggressiveness is key. You're cutting down angles. You're cutting down chances. But one miscalculation, one misstep, you're leaving an empty net wide open for the Giants team to capitalize on.
This one punted a long way. Opportunity, not quite. Really good kick right there, but he couldn't quite get it to work. As Berman's going to punt this one about a mile in the air. Trying to go through. Still trying to cease the possession. Giants ball. Illis will throw this one in. 2 subs await for Deerfield to come in shortly as we reach the 15-minute mark left in this game.
And that's, again, no, these 2 Deerfield subs, I believe, are the same subs that recently left. So they just got a quick little break, maybe 5-10 minute break, and on back end with fresh legs.
That's the beauty of high school soccer is you're able to do that. You can't do that in the pro level.
Exactly. I was saying nobody is coming in for the Giants, and they have made no subs so far, but it looks like they will make their 5th sub of the second half shortly.
And it'll stay in the possession of Deerfield. They're trying to do something with 14 minutes and 20 seconds left. This one goes right to him. Tries to go to Wayner, but that ball's a little wide. This ball is going to be out of bounds. It'll be Giant ball, and the Giants will make those 2 subs. Durfel will come out as one of them.
And Emiliano Guzman Vega is the other sub that will come out. But, I mean, this Giants team, that's a benefit. 13 minutes left. You get those back in with 5 minutes, and they're full out for those 5 minutes. No stop.
Good touch right there. Now here's Aaron Bach. Aaron Bach cross inside. Opportunity. Couldn't quite get it. A really good cross, though. Aaron Bach now going to try to get that ball back and do something. He can't quite. This one is going to be Deerfield ball. Wayner trying to fight for it. And not Jose Flores, but the big number 8 upset with himself.
And that's
a good tackle, but a foul is called. Both guys kind of went down. Matthew Klujon was the one who will get called for the foul, and a yellow card is awarded. So we see our first yellow of the game. It'll go to Matthew Klujon. That'll get written in the books with 13:07 exactly as the clock stops for any cards.
Yeah, and Giants are not going to take any chances here putting the man down. They're going to send him off the field very quickly.
That's a smart coaching decision from Novotny. With 13 minutes left, I think Matthew Klujon's night, although a very productive one, I think is going to have to come to an end.
And if you look at the difference between those 2 last tackles, the one that did not get a call and that one that did eventually get the call, you could see the difference in the way they tackled, the way they were attacking the ball. And to be fair, these refs have not made many mistakes and have called a very considerately fair game so far for both teams.
That was the first card, and you can argue that one being a card or not. I think that you can get away with it. I don't know if it's a card, but you can get away with it being called. Cross inside, no fruition. Deerfield tries to regroup. Good touch from Caden. Good touch from Flores. And now if Deerfield wants to do something, great kick but they're going to have to regroup a little bit, and now there's Illis with the ball. They're going to get that ball right back, though. Ben Caden's going to have to chase here defensively. Tries to cross in. Good defense from Caden. And it's going to stay Deerfield ball.
And the Giants were looking for maybe something there on the end of that play. A little bit of a, I don't know what to call it, but a little bit of pull down by Peter Strauss on Ben Caden when he was trying to keep that ball in bounds.
12 minutes, 15 seconds left in this game. A very exciting game, going to come down to the wire here at Walters Field. Don't go anywhere. Throwing this one in near the corner spot. Got a chance, not going to do it. Got another chance, not going to do anything. Highland Park defense positioning right there. Down in the box, shot way over. Had an opportunity. Field goal up and good, give them 3.
And they've hit the either crossbar, the field goal post itself, and actually in the field goal post this whole game.
Exactly.
Not anything in the net so far. But give credit to the Giants defense. They stuck with that and gave off no easy shots. A couple of good deflections to get no power on the Deerfield shots on that corner kick.
Headed up, and we're going to get a call here. I don't entirely know what the call was. I think it might have been an accidental handball, but
I believe you are correct in making that assumption.
I'm just so smart. 11 minutes, 11 seconds. Make a wish left on this clock, left in this game. For both the Giants and the Warriors to try to break in the scoring column and keep this one from being a 0-0 draw. Both teams want it. It's just a matter of who wants it more. Cross inside. Oh, an opportunity that's going to be seized because it goes over.
And Peter Strauss there, all alone in front of the net. Great opportunity with the header. Just sent it a little bit too high. But, wow, what a chance these Deerfield corner kicks and free kicks are creating this half.
Highland Park needs to kind of step it up here. These past few possessions have really been in Deerfield's favor. They really need to come out here and try to do something about it. And as we said, Ethan Feynman not taking any goal kicks today due to a small injury. Can still play the position of goalie, but he can't really do any of the big kicks, any of the good. He hasn't punted a ball today. He's only been throwing them, but he's been throwing them pretty far, almost as far as Berman has punted. Aaron Bach now needs to make a good touch. Keeps it in just barely. Eric Slavin now trying to create something he can't quite. He'll go to Jake Podbelsic. And the Giants are going to cough this one up. Deerfield's going to try to now go the other way here. A good ball through. Ben Caden's going to need to catch up. He'll get there. And another good ball through. Excellent moves all around. Trying to get something up. He'll pass this one off to the far side. 9:42 on the clock. Cross inside on the header. And a great save by Ethan Feynman. Going to prevent a goal. Ethan Feynman staying electric. And he's telling his team to hurry up. He's telling his team to pump up. Both sets of fans going crazy. 9:30 left on the clock. We're still scoreless.
I mean, absolutely fantastic save by Ethan Feynman there. But that play all started because Eddie Weiner made a couple guys miss. Went cross field, made a great pass, and then a great cross in the center to set up a wide open header.
Corner inside, right to Ethan Feynman. He's going to try to dictate tempo, and he's going to do that right away to Aaron Bach. Aaron Bach tries to keep that one alive. It'll go back to Deerfield. But a smart move by Ethan Feynman to try to dictate tempo right away. And now Deerfield's going to try to come back here.
Will be offsides.
They're going to call an offsides play.
Great call by the refs. I mean,
he got. I think that the Highland Park just escaped one right there.
Yeah, Deerfield fans were up in arms on that.
Highland Park escaped one right there.
But that
Not
was
going to complain, but they definitely got the benefit of the doubt there.
It was a very, very close call, to say the least.
Podbelsic trying to keep it alive. He will, and he'll go right to Wayner. Wayner tries to go through to Flores. He can't quite. That one will be out of bounds. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left on this clock in this game. Ben Caden to throw in. Ball coughed up right away. But the Giants defense is there to escape and at least come up with something. 2 guys fall down on the pitch. No calls on both sides. Both sides coming up okay. Illis now going to have to try to chase defensively. Illis is going to be able to make an effort, and that ball is, there's no call yet.
I believe it is Deerfield's ball.
Deerfield's
It'll
ball.
be another close to corner kick, if not an exact
And we
corner
got a
kick.
Giant down
But
with 7:44 to go on the clock.
lots of contact here in this last couple of minutes. Lots of physical play. And we talked about how physical play can lead to opportunities, and so far it has. And Mario Mabrano, on that last play, trying to control the ball, got hit from behind. It looked like almost a clean play, but it was questionable to say the least. And we can't tell who is down, but it might be him walking off the field right now.
I think it is, and they're going to have to sub somebody else in. This one a little bit rougher than some of the other injuries we've seen today. A couple of the other ones have been just quick, maybe wind knocked out of them. It's cold, it's tiring kind of injuries when you fall down to try to get that breather, but this one looks a little bit more serious. Shouldn't be, though. He's still walking under his own power. We have 7 minutes and 44 seconds left in this game, which is going to resume right now.
And that's not something we've brought up yet. It's pretty cold out right now. It feels almost like 35. It's 40 degrees. Feels like 35 degrees out here right now with a little bit of wind. So it's not easy temperature for these players to play in when they're used to playing in 50, 60, even 70-degree weather at this time of year.
The goal kick awarded to the Giants with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on this one. Going to try to make this one quick. This game is getting more intense with every second ticking downward left in this one. Booting this one kind of far, not as far as it could have been. Deerfield's going to be able to maintain possession pretty quickly. This one booted up, not necessarily a great kick, but booted up nonetheless to at least regroup defensively. Wayner now has it, a good touch. He'll go to Aaron Bach. Aaron Bach going to try to create tempo, tries to go through to Slavin. He can't quite get there. Podbelsic is going to try to keep this alive for the Giants. He can't quite. This one booted up. Tries to get it through. No one falls for a through ball. And they try to keep it alive, but Ben Caden plays some fantastic defense and is able to keep that one going. Here's Wayner now. Wayner's going to escape and get a little bit more room. Aaron Bach, it's going to get through. That's not Aaron Bach, that's Durfel. It's 6 minutes and 28 seconds left on this clock. Both sides in desperate need to try to score. Jerry Leva with some good defense to keep the ball for the Giants, and now the Giants are going to get in a good spot. Shot on, but it's right to him.
Excellent chance there for the Giants, but just could not get that ball off the ground. An easy save again for Berman.
Giants really trying to create chances. They're getting more chances this half than the other one. Aaron Bach is going to get it, try to look. Tries to go through, but it's right there. Podbelsic tries to recover it, but that one's booted up in the air. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left. Both guys missed. Jerry Leva tried going up for the Giants, couldn't get it. And it's going to be Deerfield's ball with 5 minutes and 42 seconds left. This game is really coming down to the wire. I feel like I keep repeating myself when I say this game comes down to the wire, but it gets more and more true with every second ticking down.
Yeah, and every single big chance and every single big save by both these goalies gets more and more intense.
It's going to stay Deerfield ball. 5 minutes, 20 seconds on this clock left for either team to try to break in the score column for the first time today. Trying to kill a little time here. This one's going to be booted very far. Jerry Leva touches it. It'll be a throw-in for the Warriors. They're going to go quick with it. Trying to do something. Cross inside. On the shot, way wide. And a huge, huge momentum shift for Deerfield stops dead in its tracks. And the Giants, with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, have a chance to recover. Plenty of time still for both teams to score one. But it's been a lot of deadlock action. We'll see what happens here. Both teams are going to be extremely aggressive offensively for this final 4 minutes and 27 seconds left in this game.
And something I've noticed so far, Deerfield's misses are high, Highland Park misses are low. Not to say that both teams have a couple of those, but for the most part, that's the case. And either team gets it a little low, gets it a little higher, this game can be a completely different story right now.
4 minutes, 8 seconds. Couple of subs for Highland Park. Couple of tactical ones. More of an offensive substitution look Then a defensive substitution look, as you would expect in this game, with 3:57 left on the clock. That's the problem with no ball boys today, is that it's taking longer for both teams to get the ball and then set up for a goal kick.
In those precious minutes, taking off the clock, it might hurt these teams coming down to the last couple of minutes we've seen, especially when balls so far have been consistently flying out of bounds. We did not see so much of this in the first half, but in the second half, with teams trying to stall the offensive threat from the other side, especially with chances coming left and right in the second half, that's the big chance.
Jerry Leyva kicks one up. Warriors trying to do something. Great through ball. This one might be on sides. It is on sides. Caden's going to have to chase, trying to keep this one in, trying to keep this one around. Ultimately results into nothing. Tries to go to Aaron Bach, but this one is going to be kept in by Aaron Bach. And now Jose Flores makes a good touch. Aaron Bach's going to have to try to run this one. Just under 3 minutes left in this game. Oh, a good move from Aaron Bach, trying to keep this one going. He'll go right to Jose Flores. Flores tries to go far side. Nobody there. It's Deerfield's ball.
And Flores there.
He thought somebody was there. He expected someone to be there, and he couldn't find him. 2:43 on the clock.
Expected somebody to be there, kicked it without looking, and just ended up turning the ball over, but the Giants now with the ball back.
Durfel now has it, trying to do something, trying to create an effort. Tries to keep that ball in. Deerfield is able to keep it with 2:30 left now on the clock. Good defensive effort from Durfel, and this one should be Deerfield ball. It is Deerfield ball with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on this clock. Under the 2-minute mark.
And Highland coach
coming close to the 2-minute mark, I should say.
Highland coach is frustrated with the call, but more importantly, try and get the defense set up, because these crucial times.
Inside, though.
Great play by Aaron Bach on the tip, and we've seen that multiple times today.
Aaron Bach now trying to maintain something. Both sides are fighting. Under the 2-minute mark now. 1:55 to be exact. Deerfield trying to get something going. Highland Park good defensively. Wayner now has it. Gonna pass this one far side. Durfel now has it. Heads it up. Goes to the Deerfield defense. Cleared out of the way. Jerry Leyva now. He'll throw this one in. Goes right to that side. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Chance inside. It's going to be scoped out by the defense of Deerfield. Another Highland Park throw-in. They're going to go quick. Minute 25. Not much time. Still scoreless. Jose Flores tries to get that touch. Deerfield has a chance now to try to corral something. Deerfield boots this one up. Highland Park's defense is able to catch up, though, to make this one a little bit more different. Minute 9 now on the clock. Goes far side. Ball turned over. A huge miscalculation.
I mean, that's huge.
We approach the minute mark.
Deerfield had the Giants outnumbered them. Were looking to make impact with under a minute left and just a crucial miss touch. That's the second one today by Deerfield.
Crossed up. Good pass. Ultimately turned over from Deerfield. 49 seconds left. Still tied at 0. Trying to do something about this. Highland Park has numbers. Here's Wayner now. Wayner on the shot, and he just misses it with 37 seconds left. Ball right behind the goal. He'll use that one and try to make this a quick goal kick. Exactly 30 seconds now on the clock. Crowd getting into it. Under 30 seconds, it's 25. This one's going to be booted up. It's going to be corralled in by Flores. There isn't much time for either team to do anything. Ball to Deerfield. 17 seconds left on this clock. This one looking to end in a tie. Deerfield trying to find something quick. They're going to throw this one far. Flores is going to clear this one out. 7 seconds now, and this game, although a very competitive one, is going to end in a 0-0 tie. Wow. An extremely competitive game ends with no goals on either side. What a game still.
I mean, yeah, that was, just listening to you and watching this game for the last, 3 minutes? Couldn't get more exciting than that. Intensity was up. No fan, yet disappointed with the outcome. No fan, disappointed with how their team played. Both teams played absolutely very competitive, very great game. And both sides had lots of chances in the second half to open up this game and take a lead. But neither could convert, which led to a fantastic goalie duel and a fantastic Deerfield-Highland Park rivalry senior night 0-0 tie.
What a great game indeed. For all of us at HPTV and for Ben Fitzsimmons, I'm Jacob Zucker saying thank you, thanks fellas, and enjoy the rest of your night.